Hi, I'm Darshan Jayatillaka. This is our second video with VMware Vsan. Today, first of all, we are going to add my fourth node to the Vsan cluster. Before that, just click on the ESX04 and check the network. At the moment, we don't have Vsan network configured with this cluster. Let me check. This is our ESX host 3. It's connected with the Vsan port group 192.168.130.53. Let me grab the data. For ESX host 4, we are going to put 24 network and our gateway will be 131. Cool. What I have to do is just click on the node ESX04, click on the VM kernel network adapter, add networking, VM kernel network adapter, and we have to select the port group on the existing DV switch. This is the one, Vsan region S01. Okay, Vsan, we just enabled the Vsan traffic, and now we are going to configure with IP address 192.168. Sorry. From 31. I can just drag and put it to the cluster. Okay. Now cluster has 4 nodes, and let me check the Vsan database. So it's still 120 GB. Okay. Once I got the cluster and configure tab, here we can see on the vtab section. Okay, Vsan is enabled. Okay, we have other disk and all the things. Once I click on the disk management, it will show you host and it will show you disk groups. It has created 2 disk group per host. Okay. but in host 04 doesn't show any disk groups. Okay, now we'll try to get ESX04 into the production environment. Okay, what we can do is just click on create a new disk group. Okay, I'm going to select one flash disk for the cache and two capacity disks, same as other nodes. Again, I did the same thing. Okay, now all the hosts are equal. Now we can release this host to the production. We can see we have something around 160 GB capacity on the desktop. Okay, when I click on the cluster, the vSAN, we have monitor and we can configure vSAN. It's showing faulty in the health. It's just hardware compatibility because this lab may be built on the para virtualization environment. You can check the capacity. We can monitor the physical disk. We can monitor the virtual object, but at the moment we don't have any virtual machines there. Synchronization configuration. Okay. Now we'll try to deploy one VM to the disk vSAN cluster. Okay. Before that, I want to show you one thing. In the home tab page, we also have something called policies and profiles. Inside that policies, we can see VMware storage policies, and inside that we have vSAN default storage policy. Virtual machines which are running in the vSAN is totally depend on the vSAN policies. In the vSAN policy, we can define how we are going to provide the availability, how we are going to tolerate the failure, how we are going to use the cache, how we are going to reserve the cache, and so many things are there. But for my first VM, I'm going to use VMware default storage policy. Okay, just I am click on that modified pencil, and here we can say primary level failure to tolerate 1. Okay, in my next video we are going to talk more about the vSAN policies. Till that, just please keep it in your mind. In the VMware storage policy, the first option is primary level of failure tolerance. It's by default it's 1. Okay, just keep it in mind. We'll go to the deployment. Okay, since the DRS is not in place, we have to select the host. Okay, just click on the Vsan store, then hit it. You can select the Vsan default storage. That's fine. For learning purpose, now I'm going to make this hard disk act as a 2 GB. Click this. Okay, the VM has deployed. It's in the ESX host 2. Okay. What I'm going to do is just click on the VM and click on the monitor tab. There's something called policies tab. Once I click on the policies tab, here we can say how that our Vsan software placed our VMware, that virtual machine, in our physical environment. I mean the physical disk layout which is related to the virtual machine. Okay. Hard disk one, that is placed on 3 places, and it's in the ESX2 and in ESX4, and the witness server is ESX1. It's in the healthy mode. Okay. Now I want to go to monitor tab and the Vsan. Now we should be able to see our virtual machine. Yes, we can see it. It's compliant with the policies. Okay. Also, I want to see what is the usage of the VM. Okay. Actually, it has used. Earlier it was 150, almost 150, 160. Now we have only 152. Okay, now I'm going to power on the VM. It's in host 2. To check the availability, just let me check the HA status. It's enabled. Okay, now I am going to reboot ESX-02A. We'll see whether that VM is powered on using rest of the cluster nodes. It will take few minutes. Yeah, okay. It's disconnected now. Yeah. Now test VM has disconnected, but it should power on. Yeah, it's powered on using host 3. Let me check the Vsan health. Okay, it's healthy. It stays in the now ESX host 412. Okay. From the capacity we can see how many spaces go into the virtual disk and how many go to the VM home object and other components. We have provisioned 2 GB disk, but since it need to keep a copy, it took almost 4 GB and plus. This is our second video. From our third video we'll learn more about the storage policies. That's the interesting part. Okay, thank you.